U.S. infant mortality rate soars to record high. Now, I wonder why. We all really know what the reason is. We all know what's really killing these babies and what's killing people in general. But we can't say it here on this platform, even though we all know what the reasoning is or what the rationale is. But if you want to know exactly, specifically what I'm talking about, check out my Patreon, where I talk about more of this stuff. But for right now, for the purpose of this video here, I will refer to it as the redacted because, again, I cannot say specifically on this platform what it is. We all know how the overlords treat us when we speak on such issues. So I'm going to try to be as delicate as I can with going over this information. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, or hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. I talk more about the specifics on this on my Patreon. And also check out my Instagram and my merch store and jjthepsychotherapist.com where I put out more news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Again, I'm going to try to be as delicate as I can because we have to remember the platform that we're on. But the infant mortality rate in the United States has reached a new high as confirmed by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. The CDC acknowledged on Wednesday that in 2022, there was a troubling 3% increase in the infant mortality rate. Now, I wonder what differently happened in 2021 that in 2022 could cause this infant mortality rate. I wonder what that could have been. But this rise marks the first time in 2 decades that the infant mortality rate has gone up. We are actually worse off. It's actually worse off having a kid today than it was 20 years ago. This is crazy, crazy news. And Maria Thoma, a researcher specializing in infant mortality at the University of Maryland, expressed her concern in a statement to CBS News, noting the alarming shift in the trend. Infant mortality rates have seen a significant increase among specific demographics, including white Americans, Native Americans, all males, and babies born at 37 weeks or earlier. There are growing concerns within the medical community about potential impact of redacted things on this troubling trend. And again, to know what that redacted thing is, check out my Patreon. But notably, white and Native American populations have received the redacted thing at higher rates compared to black or Hispanic Americans. Medical professionals have long been raising concerns about possible links between the redacted thing and maternal and infant health, but their voices were often suppressed by big tech and corporate media censorship. And I'm one to know because I've got my whole channel deleted before just for the simple fact of because I was reading actual studies and stuff that warned about this, and I lost an entire platform because of it. But furthermore, these redacted things have been administered to American infants during their 6-month doctor visits. And infant mortality is a measure of how many babies die before their first birthday. The United States is one of few countries to have approved the use of experimental redacted stuff in children at such a young age. In fact, the CDC posted on social media urging breastfeeding mothers to get themselves and their infants some of this redacted stuff. And shockingly, the CDC post coincided with the release of data acknowledging the distressing rise in infant mortality rates. And in the previous year, Scotland initiated an investigation following an unexpected increase in newborn baby deaths. Now, this spike represented the second occurrence of such a phenomenon within a span of 6 months. And in May of the current year, FDA documents made public due to a court order revealed that both um, a company, I'm not going to name the company, but you can all guess what it is, and the FDA were aware of the harm caused to fetuses and babies by the pharmaceutical company's redacted stuff. In the past year, a group of doctors testified in Washington, D.C., cautioning the public about the link between the redacted thing and increased fetal deaths and miscarriages. So I'll let you all draw your own conclusions. If you want to know what the redacted thing is, it's not really hard to find out what I'm talking about. You can check out my Patreon to find out more on the specifics and the studies and stuff that I've gone over the past few years. I've reviewed tons of studies that warn people about this, and now we're actually seeing it. My question is, when is the CDC going to speak out and say something about this infant mortality rate and tell people to leave this redacted stuff alone? But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.